4.
All right, the school year is going to be extra stressful for students and parents here and across the country.
Distance learning presents an entirely new set of challenges on top of the usual pressures involved in education. Joining us now to talk about how students can succeed in this new normal is Rey Saldaña, the CEO of Communities in Schools. Good morning.
Good morning, Ray.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
So can you describe what your organization does and how it's supporting students during this time?
Absolutely. Communities in Schools is a national nonprofit organization that is focused really in 25 different states all over the country, but specifically in Los Angeles. And we're serving 1,000 students with a very simple formula for staying connected with students that are disconnected. And that used to mean that used to have a different definition several months ago. We train adults specifically to be in the lives of students and in the way that we are now adapting our work, because primarily we function in schools, partners alongside teachers and principals, handling all those non-academic barriers that happen in a student's life, whether that is access to food, to healthcare, to safety, really watching students in a way that allows us to create developmental relationships. And that's the bottom line. Besides being a program, the most important thing for students going into this absolutely question mark of a school year will be whether they're able to develop connections and relationships with caring adults. And that's what our organization does, is trains those individuals to be in schools, to allow teachers and principals to do the academic work and the focus so that we can focus on all those non-academic issues that exist in the students' lives.
All right, Ray, so how does Communities in Schools help students and parents adapt to distance learning?
Yeah, so we have been, like many teachers, like many educators, learning on the fly new ways to connect and support students as they are on their educational journey, that being one that will be, admittedly so, a roller coaster. So we are not only helping students in the home, we're called Communities in Schools, but really the last few months it has been communities in front porches, communities over the phone, communities in screens, especially even through the summer, to ensure that students are connected with their devices, that they have food in their pantries, that they have we actually raised emergency funds and deployed throughout the families that we work with in Los Angeles to ensure they have enough money for rent. Really, the adults, which we call our site coordinators who are trained in schools, are the routers. They are the Swiss Army knife for students, and now for the families, to ensure that they have everything they need to be prepared for the new school year.
Ray, what are some of the most common challenges that families face this year?
Yeah, well, it's really a story of what are the challenges and the impacts of students who are living in poverty and having the effects of what it means to be without a job, be without access to technology, be without access to your next meal. And all of those components going into what it looks like to try to start a new school year while mother and father are trying to get out to work. I'll give you an example of some of the things that we've done in Los Angeles, which is, if you can imagine, some of our young people are working in smaller environments, whether that is in tighter homes, living with 4, 5, 6 people in the home. We purchased headphones, sound canceling headphones, just to give students a chance to create an environment that'll lend itself to learning. And so we are adapting to new innovative ways to approach how it is we stay connected with students, because the most challenging component is the social emotional development, the trauma-informed care that we need to be able to prioritize as much as the learning. That needs to be front and center for a lot of young people who are going to be going through very difficult several months with so much learning loss and disruption.
All right, Ray, real quick, because we're almost out of time. If students feel overwhelmed, who should they reach out to?
Oh, well, we at CIS of Los Angeles actually have been developing long and strong systems and organizations, so they can reach us at cisoflosangeles.org to get connected with our services.
Ray, thank you so much. We appreciate it, and good to see what you're doing for our kids and our community and our parents as well. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was so eye-opening, especially the noise-canceling headphones. I never thought of that, just so you could focus. So important.